Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about everyone's favorite petal snake, Orochimaru. And the reason I want to have this discussion is for a really long time, really ever since the Naruto Boruto the movie came out, and at the very end it was revealed after the end credits that Boruto's teammate Mitsuki, his parent, was Orochimaru. And you had Orochimaru looking down over the Hidden Leaf Village, in particular looking down at his son Mitsuki. And ever since then I've had this theory that's never really gone away, and since I've been watching the Boruto anime, trying to get caught up on it, one of the things that has really popped in my head is this theory during the current Mitsuki retrieval arc, where you have Mitsuki going to the Hidden Rock Village, and in the scene where you had Boruto learning that Mitsuki was a synthetic human and that Orochimaru had created him, and just that whole conversation, one of the things popping in my head is what I'm about to share to you guys. So essentially, Orochimaru is a character who, for a very good reason, should still be treated with an air of suspicion. And I really feel as if Tsunade's on to something here. I really feel as if she is on to something. Like, Tsunade flat out said, how could you dare trust him? And when Shikamaru breaks down Naruto's logic, it makes a lot of sense. As an act of good faith, Naruto took in his son. In exchange, when the time comes, they plan on using Orochimaru's information about jutsu and Orochimaru's research as a way to combat the Otsutsuki threat. I definitely think Naruto made a very calculated decision, and I think that it's a very logical one. Like, especially when you look at everything that's going on in the Boruto manga with the character of Jigen and all the technology that the Kara organization appears to have. I think having people like Katasuke and having people like Orochimaru is going to be the way that Naruto's Hokage combats the Kara organization, as well as the Otsutsuki threat when it eventually comes back to Earth, because they're eventually going to come back. That much is for certain, especially given the fact that when you take into consideration the anime continuity, Orochimaru is still out there, and he's probably gone back to the clan leader to explain everything that's happened on the planet of Earth. So a lot of that does make sense. A lot of that makes sense. However, when it comes to Orochimaru, despite all of this, we don't know Orochimaru's true endgame. And I think that when you look at this, you have to go back to what Orochimaru said in the very beginning when he was first introduced. He said that he wanted to know every jutsu in the world, and he desires to know the secrets to immortality. And the way that he described it to Hiruzen is, he said, I'm like the guy who wants to know what yellow and green make. I want to know what blue and orange make. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but essentially his thirst for knowledge is never ending. And when you look at Orochimaru, I really feel as if he's just playing along. I think that he's just going along with the ride right now because there's nothing he can do. There's absolutely nothing he can do. Right now in Konoha, he has 3 people who come off the floor with him. Like, all the members of Team 7 are stronger than him. And I mean, yes, I'm including Sakura in that conversation. And that's going to trigger a bunch of people, but even Sakura, when you look at the feats that she had in the war arc, Sakura could mop the floor with Orochimaru. And so when you look at this new trio of legendary Sannin are way too powerful for him. And even by Orochimaru's own admission, he said that Mitsuki has the potential for power that could surpass his own. And so when you take all that in consideration, there's nothing that Orochimaru could do. If he wanted to make a move against Konoha or against the ninja world, he couldn't do it, because Naruto could simply show up, go into Sage of Six Paths chakra mode, whip out the Naruto Bible, and flip to the chapter of Mr. Petal Snake, it is wrong to play hide the snake with people. What you did to Sasuke traumatized him. Sasuke did not return to the village for several years because of you, and he even attacked you. That is a sign of someone who's been abused, Orochimaru. Even with all of that, right? Orochimaru can't attack because of Naruto. He can't attack because of Sasuke. Sasuke has an evolved Rinnegan, so he can't even dare think about attacking Sasuke. And yet Orochimaru has continued his research. And the only thing Konoha has to keep tabs on him is they got Yamato parked outside. Yamato. Let me just let that sink in for a second. Yamato, a guy who's getting older, a guy who was one of Orochimaru's test subjects, a guy, Orochimaru, even when Yamato had the Spiral Zetsu boost and everything, Orochimaru was able to put that curse mark on. Like, Yamato, like, get out of here. And so I said to say, when you look at Orochimaru, he's well aware of the fact that he can't move against Naruto and Sasuke now, but what's most important is when you look at his living corpse jutsu, right? That's the jutsu that allows him to move his body and consciousness into another body. And essentially, Orochimaru has unlocked what it means to be immortal. And so when you look at that, Orochimaru, every few years, is moving into a younger body. Like, he even tells Mitsuki, he says, it doesn't matter what you call me. I've been man and woman. It doesn't matter. I've been both of them. And some people are like, oh, he's just making a joke about gender. I don't think that's the case, because one of the faces he took on was a female during the battle with the third Hokage, and that's because I believe that was his second body at the time. And so when you look at that, Orochimaru every 3 years is moving into a younger body. He's accumulated more and more information. He's making synthetic humans. And yeah, he's doing the research, but at the same time, why is he making the synthetic humans? Could it be that Orochimaru is building up an army? You might say, well, what's the point? Naruto and Sasuke are there. Yes, but Orochimaru could be playing the long game. I want you to really consider what I'm saying here. Orochimaru could be playing the long game. He knows right now he can't dare take on Naruto and Sasuke, but as they continue to age and get older, once they get to a certain point, their power is going to drop off. And they're going to be in the same position that the third Hokage was, where they're unable to fight for long periods of time using their most powerful jutsu. Like, they have the chakra control, they can fight for a longer period, but eventually their stamina is going to wear them down. Even Naruto, who is an Uzumaki and they have unnaturally strong life forces, Orochimaru can just simply wait it out. He can simply play the long game, keep changing into body after body after body, and after gaining all this information about the Otsutsuki clan and all the information on synthetic humans and on cloning, and even then, he created the Sharingan arm for Danzo. He created that while he was a member of Root. Some of these synthetic humans, on top of having Sage mode, they're probably going to have the Sharingan, which means that he's dabbling with the idea of trying to recreate the Sage's six past powers. And so, because one's got the Sage's body, and then the other clone has the Sage's eyes, just like Naruto and Sasuke. That's not by coincidence. I definitely don't think that's by coincidence that Orochimaru is essentially trying to recreate the two aspects of the Sage's six past, and then recreate the aspects of the two people who are his biggest foils to anything he wants to do, because once they get too old, Orochimaru can strike. Orochimaru can shape the ninja world in the way that he wants, and he'll have unlimited access to knowledge from all the other villages that he wouldn't have been able to do. Like, I don't see Orochimaru as a character who is after world domination. That's not his thing. But Orochimaru has an unsatisfiable thirst for knowledge. And when people get to that point, there's no level of morality that they won't cross. There's no rock, there's no nook and cranny that they won't slither into in order to gain the information they want, and they'll go through any means necessary to get it. And having control over all 5 villages would be Orochimaru's way to gain the knowledge that he needs. It would give him the ability to implement a lot of the stuff he's had an opportunity to plan for. And God forbid that during that Otsutsuki invasion that Orochimaru gets his hands on the corpse of one of them, because Orochimaru would have years to dissect and to gain information of essentially the same clan that Hagoromo is a descendant from. So essentially, Orochimaru could gain the powers that he's looking for. But I mean, those are my thoughts on this matter, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think that I'm being a little too outlandish with Orochimaru's potential motives of wanting to play the end game? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share, and let me know what your thoughts are on Orochimaru being a potential villain later on.